be on top. You wanna be on top. You know what's inside, baby. Boys in the house. Boys in the house. You wanna be on top.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another America's Next Top Model recap with yours truly, me. You might be wondering, Will, why haven't you done a recap for episodes 2 and 3? And the answer to your question is the holidays. So with all the holiday stuff that was going on, I wasn't able to make videos about the episodes. But now that I'm back home, I can finally recap the 4th episode of the 23rd season of America's Next Top Model. Let's do a quick little recap of episodes 2 and 3. Episodes 2, who goes home? Oh yeah, Justine goes home, and then Cherish, and then Tosh. I can't remember, it's been so long. So for episode 2, Justine ends up going home, which I was really surprised about. I was so shocked that she actually was the one packing for episode 2. It like really left me with a weird feeling of, oh, what's gonna happen this season? Episode 3, Cherish goes home, and that is when my mouth dropped. I was like, what? Why is she leaving? I think they made a huge mistake in episode 3 sending Cherish home. Just because I think Cherish had a lot more to give to the competition. But then again, I don't know what happened behind the scenes with Cherish and how she acted on set. So she could have been totally different. What do they do in this episode? So let's go ahead and talk about episode 4 of the competition. Last week, Courtney won Best Photo for the nude shoot. And the house is very against Courtney for some reason. So the whole beginning of this episode starts with everybody hating on Courtney for her being a complainer, her always just being negative, and her being an entitled little baby. I get it, but my question is how much of that is actually true and how much of that is just being a sore loser because she got Best Photo, because that's gonna happen. People are gonna be jealous if you get Best Photo. Then the models go into a challenge with DJ Khaled, and they have to do a 10-second Snapchat about themselves, giving a positive message. This was probably my favorite thing they did so far in the competition, because it told the models that there's so much stuff on social media and you want to make sure that your message is positive. You want to make sure that you're sending a good message about yourself to everyone who's watching. So it challenged the models to not only be a model and be part of social media, but to also be a positive influence on everybody who's following them, which I really liked. So they got split up into partners. They do their whole 10-second. We have this huge drama between Courtney and Binta. Why? Why is this drama happening? Courtney won't be in the video with Binta. Binta gets in the video with Courtney. Courtney does really good and her video is freaking amazing. Courtney wins the competition. Binta gets mad that Courtney wins because Courtney wouldn't be in the video with Binta, and she thinks that Binta is the only reason that Courtney won because of the color of her skin. I don't know if I agree with either side, but I do think that Binta, one, should not have been in the video with Courtney, and I don't think that Courtney should have won. Just for that reason. So, who knows? A lot of the other girls did a really good job on their little 10-second Snapchat story. I was very impressed with most of them. Paige did a really good job. Let's think about this. I really think that this challenge in this episode was made for Chrislian. Chrislian is the one on the show that has the most following. She's been involved with social media for a while. So I think giving her a challenge to promote herself on a platform like Snapchat was right up her alley. I had no doubt in my mind that she was gonna do really well in this challenge. I still don't think Courtney should have won that challenge. I think a lot of the other models did a really good job as well. And I think Courtney had an unfair advantage of having Binta in her clip. I mean, they didn't say it in the rules, but it's supposed to be about you and not including somebody else? I don't know. So after this challenge, the models go back to the house and then they get another message from Drew that they're going to be going to a party from Paper Magazine and they have to create a storyboard of 3 images from the party that they're going to present to the judges. So this is their photo shoot, but they're taking the photos themselves, which Interestingly enough, it kind of combines the aspect that Tyra said in the first episode, social media model and legit model that does runways and everything like that. So it kind of combines, they've done fashion shows, they've done fashion, now they're kind of branching into the more social media aspect of the season. So it kind of made sense. They also have a special guest that's gonna be at the party with them, and it's Golden Barbie, who is beautiful. She walked into their house and I was like, oh my god, it's Barbie. And she looks like gold. That's why she's called the Golden Barbie. So the girls go to the party, they start taking their pictures, they have to do 3 pictures and create a story. At first, you can already tell that some of them are struggling. Courtney did a really good job with one of her pictures. Her other ones were kinda Paige really set the bar high. Binta did a really good job. Tosh and Cody kind of fell behind, and then Kyle's pictures I wasn't super impressed. India's pictures made me want to be her best friend, like legitimately made me want to be a part of her group. Tatiana did okay. Courtney was one that I thought would do a better job, but she didn't do that great taking the images at the party, which leads us to panel, which was when they actually show their 3 images to the judges, and the judges have a lot to say about what they did at the party. After all is said and done, they go through all the images of the models. The top 3 for me from this photo shoot were Paige, Binta, Chrislian. I hate to say Chrislian just because it was kind of geared towards her, but she did really well. Those 3 were my top 3 for the photo shoot. My bottom 3 would have been Tosh, Courtney, and Kyle. Even though I love Kyle, I really didn't like her pictures that she took. But at the end of the day, when they had the bottom 2, which was Courtney and Tosh, Tosh ends up going home. I think they made a mistake. I think Tosh had gotten in her head so much throughout the first weeks of the competition that she kind of lost focus. I think that knocking her down to the bottom 2 and then pushing her back into the competition and say come up from the bottom, she would have done so much better later on. But with Courtney, this is her second time in the bottom 2, and from seasons past, we know that when you're in the bottom 2 more than once, you're not gonna go very far. I really think that Courtney should have been the one to go home. They put her in the bottom 2, but she didn't rise above and do better the next week. And I'm not saying that she's a bad model or that she doesn't have potential or she can't do it. I'm just saying from a competition standpoint, if you're in the bottom 2 twice in the first 3 weeks of the competition, I don't know, maybe you should have gone home, but we'll see. After all is said and done, this episode was kind of lackluster for me. They didn't do a photo shoot, they didn't have any fashion, they didn't really have anything exciting about what was going on. It was kind of just a social media, Snapchat, Instagram story thing that these girls were creating, so I didn't feel as excited about what was going on. Next week, we do see a preview that they're gonna be doing Avant-Garde Fashion. They have these crazy outfits, these huge shoes. I'm really excited about that because that's the kind of stuff that I love about Top Model, is how they take fashion and they do these outrageous photo shoots with these models and the pictures come out phenomenal. So I'm really excited about that. Right now, the standouts for me are Courtney, Binta, Gia. Even though she's kind of falling in the middle of the pack, I really like Gia, I love India, and I love Kyle. Those are the 5 that I like more than any of the other models. I do think that some of the models are kind of on their last leg on the competition. Even though Chrislian won Best Photo, I do think she's gonna hit her peak with being too sexy in the photo shoots. I think it's gonna come back and bite her in the butt because it's not all gonna be about social media moving forward. So I think her life is on the line. I do think that Paige might end up just going about halfway. I do think Marissa, I think she could go far. I do think a lot of them have potential. It's still early in the competition and we've only lost 3. We have 11 more models in the competition, so anything could happen. I'm also curious to know if there's a comeback, because they've done a comeback since cycle whatever. If there's a comeback, that would be awesome. Let me know what you think about episode 4 in the comments below. I'm gonna be responding to all of your comments so we can talk about what's going on in this season. Do you like this season? Do you hate it? I need to know. Also, how do you feel about Rita Ora being the host? Do we miss Tyra? Do we like Rita? How do we feel? I will be doing recaps of all the episodes remaining of this season, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and you can see all of the recaps up until the finale when they crown the next winner of America's Next Top Model, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
You know sex, baby. Boys in the house. Boys in the house.